Як звичайні американці ставляться до російської агресії і чому приїжджають в Україну зараз? Про це з нами погодився поговорити Кріс, волонтер зі Сполучених Штатів. Скажи, пожалуйста, какое отношение у американцев вообще к этой войне?
Well, like anywhere, I mean, just like people here, people have different ideas of it. Just like throughout Europe, there's different people who have different ideas. And in America, just like in Russia, I mean, we have the internet, we have freedom of speech, and so a lot of people, even in America, are influenced even by Russia propaganda, believe it or not. But for the largest part of America, most people understand that this is a worldwide crisis, and that we need to do anything we can to help. Most people understand that what's happening in Ukraine is a turning point for the world, and that a lot of things are going to change right now. That the whole world order is changing right now, depending on the outcome of this war.
На чем основывается мнение тех людей, которые считают не так, как большинство, да, как ты сказал?
It has to do a lot with internal American politics, and kind of the two sides of American politics. And the one side has kind of gotten very angry and resentful with most of what they've seen that's coming from our current administration in the White House. And because of that, there is a reluctance to believe anything that they say. They just believe that anything they say is a lie. And that leads sometimes to even a further step, where now they think, well, maybe these guys over here, maybe Russia is saying the truth. So it's a pretty deep subject and a little in depth to go into right now. But the long story short, they don't like President Biden, and because of that, any enemy of President Biden is a friend of theirs.
Даже если, то есть, эти враги, они бомбят там мирные города, то есть это все равно, да? То есть,
a lot of them believe that that's a lie, that it's not actually happening. They'll search in Russian propaganda and they'll find, Russian hackers and Russian bots will put out information saying, oh, that's not actually happening. They'll say, oh, Ukraine is shooting themselves. And
ну, то есть, правильно, ты живешь в штате Аляска.
Yeah.
Ну, а каким образом там люди получают, откуда доступ к русской пропаганде, к российской? Где они там это смотрят, видят? Какие ресурсы?
So, there are a lot of Russians in America, a lot of Russian immigrants, and the internet is wide open. So, Russian propaganda is all over the internet. It's all over. You can see any Russian news channel you want on the internet. They still talk to their family back home in Russia. And it's interesting. Even the Russians who do understand that this is bad, that this is a terrible thing that's happening here, that Russia is actually attacking Ukraine. Even the Russians who do understand that, they're scared to say stuff. They're scared to post on the internet because they think, well, now if I go home to see mom and dad, I'll get thrown in prison. Mm-hmm.
Но тем не менее, то есть большинство помогает, да, не то, что помогает, поддерживает. То есть какая основная мотивация, вот, что нужно помогать, поддерживать Украину? Почему именно? Что именно людьми движет, которые хотят помогать и поддерживать Украину?
Well, most people are asking how. They just want to know how. They don't know how to help. They're Americans in general are pretty generous, and whenever they see, I mean, America is a very protected country, and we don't, a lot of bad stuff doesn't, happen there. We have a border with Canada and Mexico. They're never going to attack us. We don't live in fear of war ever. Even our movies always have a happy ending, and so whenever we see something that's truly atrocious, it scares us, and we think that we understand that that's not natural, to us that's not natural, and that's not supposed to happen, and we need to do anything we can to fix this. And so yeah, they do want to help. They want to, a lot of them they're trying to send money or whatever they can to help. And a lot of Americans are even joining the Foreign Legion here in Ukraine, coming to fight. a lot of them, I think, probably a little misguided, don't understand what's really happening. But part of American culture is like we're taught, to help your neighbor. So.
То есть это не, ты знаешь, я думал, может это типа какая-то религиозная такая штука, ну поскольку многие американцы религиозные, и они воспринимают эту войну как борьбу добра со злом, и вот поэтому поддерживают. Есть?
It's very true. Yes, very much so. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, America is a Christian country. We believe in the Bible and the God of the Bible and in Jesus and in what He taught, and that's why we believe that you're supposed to help your neighbor. And we do believe, most of America believes that there is concrete evil and concrete truth, meaning it's not all relative, that there are certain things in this world that just black and white, that's evil and that must be stopped. And there are things that are black and white, that's good. That's what we're supposed to do.
Ну, а вот лично ты, то есть чем ты руководствовался, когда решил приехать? То есть это что-то из этого всего или что-то еще, может быть, добавилось к этому?
Yeah. So for me, I'm a Christian. My connections here though are personal. I lived here for 4 years. My wife is from here, from Ukraine. My kids have Ukrainian blood in their veins, and I have so many very, very close friends, and some of the people who are most dear to my heart live here, and we had the chance to, come here and do something. I did, at least. I feel I've been blessed by God to have the resources to be able to at least leave my employment in America for a while to come and do what I can, because the truth was I couldn't just sit at home and watch Ukraine burn from 5,000 miles away.
Расскажи, чем ты вот занимаешься? То есть ты приехал сюда, что конкретно ты делаешь?
So right now I'm just one of thousands of people right now who's just working carrying humanitarian aid to places that need it. So I came here, bought a vehicle, and that's what I'm doing.
То есть ты просто доставляешь какие-то товары?
Yeah, so I've done that a bit, and I've also done a little bit on the. I went to the front a couple times. I brought a bunch of military medical gear, and I went to a couple of the blockposts and passed out because the guys didn't have any żółty or anything like that, and so I handed those out, did a little training for them. Hey, this is how you use this. This is how you use this. This is what you're supposed to do. I have a little experience in that. I served in Afghanistan for a year. I was in the Army in America, and so I had a lot of training in that back in 2010, so long ago now.
В целом, то есть ты когда поддерживаешь какие-то связи там с людьми в Америке или с кем-то еще, то есть откуда ты это все берешь, или это все по месту ты сам достаешь здесь?
No, so I still have a lot of connections there in America. My wife and kids are still in America, and they're kind of working that end. So my wife is working, trying to raise funds, doing borscht dinners, and working with the local university, and doing everything she can to say, hey, we're raising funds for this help. This is exactly where your money's going. This is what it's buying, and this is who it's going to. And from there, she can raise money, send it to me, and we have friends in Warsaw who can then buy supplies and send it to, and then start heading it this way, where I pick it up.
Скажи еще такой момент, вот когда там началась война, да, ты это сначала смотрел там новости, читал по телевизору, а у тебя было одно восприятие. Потом ты приехал сюда, увидел уже непосредственно, вот ты здесь находишься. Как-то изменилось твое отношение, восприятие, вот то, что было там, когда ты...
Yeah, because and you understand, like I understood that before I left. I understood. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know everything that's going on here. It's the same thing as anywhere. You can go anywhere. You never really know the place till you're there. The same thing was in Afghanistan. The same thing was the first time I came to Ukraine. You don't know. So I just came prepared. Any differences? I wouldn't even say it was that different though, because before I came, I was on the phone, all day, every single day with friends and family here in Ukraine, just talking about the situation and what they were going through and what the conditions were like. So I got a pretty good idea before I got here what it was going to be like, I would say. I would say like when it happened, like when the war started, It was almost kind of it was supernatural. I woke up. It was 5 in the morning, and I just woke up with terror in my heart. I just woke up. Something was wrong. I could feel something was wrong. I jumped out of bed and got on my phone, and that was the first thing that popped up on the news.
Недавно не только я, многие, кто читали эти новости из Америки, когда нам сообщали вот Reuters, там еще какие-то агентства, что согласно опросам общественного мнения, более 70% американцев поддерживают идею закрытия неба над Украиной, ну, с помощью там НАТО или Америки или там Запада коллективного, и поддерживают идею предоставления Украине вооружения, ну, любого вооружения, которое необходимо. То есть это действительно так? То есть американцы это массово поддерживают, это правильно?
The people on the street, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, most of the people, when they see the hospitals being bombed and pregnant mothers being pulled out of the rubble and dead children, yeah, they're ready for anything. I mean, obviously you understand that the question's a little more complex than that, but yeah, the people of America do support pretty much doing anything to help Ukraine right now.
Большинство вот этих людей, кроме того, что они там ответили положительно на вопрос на этот вопрос во время опроса, вот они еще что-то делают, может они там обращаются к своим сенаторам, и что они могут сделать непосредственно вот, на практике, как они проявляют свое вот это
actually, yeah, practically, yeah, they can. We've been working on that side as well. We've been spreading throughout all of our friends and throughout all of our networks, even like kind of templates of, here, this is what you need to write to your senator. Tell them that this is what you support. You want this from immigration, you want this from the Pentagon, and you want this, and that you support all these measures that are going through Congress right now. And tell them that that's important to you, because that is a big deal. And we're working on that, and I think a lot of it's happening. A part of that was we got America to stop buying Russian gas, which at first everybody said, well, that can't happen because we got like 20% of all of our crude oil from Russia. And they closed it off, and we were already having super high gas prices, but we did it anyways. I know you're asking about like closing the skies, and that's a lot more difficult of a question. We even had, you know, at our home church where we had our senator come and speak to us, because it was a Slavic church, and he wanted to connect with the community and talk about what the state was doing and what the federal government was doing to help right now, and take ideas like, how can we help more? What can we do to help better support this? And that question of closing the skies came up, like, why aren't we doing this? Why can't we do this?
И что он сказал вам на это?
He says, this is a big step, and yes, we're considering it, but we're also considering the consequences, because what that means is we have American pilots shooting Russian pilots, which is a massive escalation from the American side, as opposed to just giving weapons, because that means an American citizen under the authority of America is shooting a Russian citizen, which is a big escalation, and they're scared to take that step.
Mm-hmm. Ну, в любом случае, я думаю, все украинцы сильно благодарны американцам, Америке, американскому там правительству за ту помощь, которую вы оказываете. Ну, у нас народ, ты, наверное, это уже заметил, у нас народ един в мнении, что мы обязательно победим. Вот, что ты об этом думаешь? Как ты считаешь?
Hey, I'm for Ukraine. Yes, I believe we're going to win. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we see all kinds of stuff of us winning, but it is coming at a heavy cost too. But yeah, I think we're going to win at the end of the day.